Today we are discussing about conservative forces and non-conservative forces. Before starting our discussion, I just remind you to subscribe my channel and press the bell button. Okay, in this channel, I'm just trying to introduce some terms regarding with physics. Today we are discussing about conservative forces and non-conservative forces. Both the terms are familiar with all of you. I'm just introduce some concepts based on these two terms. Okay, just listen. I have a body which is situated at the point A. I want to move it towards B. Okay, then just listen. The force which I want to use is gravitational force. With the help of gravitational force, I just try to move the body from A to B. For that, I can choose different paths. First of all, I just try to move the body from A to B directly. I just mark that in figure in the diagonal path. While moving the body from A to B in the diagonal path, you know that the gravitational force is helps the body to move from A to B. The direction of gravitational force is downward. So while moving A to B, we want to consider the direction of force which is downwards only. So in the downward direction, suppose the distance is h, the gravitational force, magnitude of gravitational force is mg. So while moving A to B, the work done is mgh. You know the concept because while moving A to B, the force is only in the downward direction. So I take that force which is mg, and in the downward direction the displacement is h. So force into displacement, which is work done, which is equal to plus mgh. I can choose some other way. It is from A to C first, then C to B. For that, while moving A to C, there is no force because the gravitational force is downward. Okay, from A to C, there is no force, so there is no work. But while moving C to B, there is a work done because gravitational force is downward, displacement is h. Then we get the work done W as mgh. The same. Okay, my another way is from A to D and then D to B. While moving A to D, the force is downwards, then displacement is h, so I get the work done as mgh, which is same in the previous cases. While moving D to B, it's interesting that there is no work done because the force is downward direction and the displacement is perpendicular. So the work done is 0 while moving D to B. So it is clear that in the three cases, that is from directly from A to B, then ACB and ADB, in three cases the work done is same, which is equal to mgh. Okay, that means from this it is clear that the work done is independent of the path with which the body is moved. The work done is independent of the path. So that type of forces here, the body is moving with the help of gravitational force. This type of forces is known as conservative forces. And one more thing I remind you here is that you know that the force is moving, the body is moving with the help of gravitational force, which is a conservative force, and the height of the body is less now. Then there is a change in the potential energy in the case of the body. That means by if the work is done with the help of conservative force, the if the work is done with the help of conservative force, then what happen? That will affect the energy of the body. It may reduce or it may go higher. Okay, that means the work is stored as potential energy in the body in the case of conservative forces. Just listen the second case in which there is a body A here. I just move this body towards B. For that I just apply a force F here. We know that the body is moving from A to B. The final position of the body is B. For that I give a force F here. For this movement, the force which I give do a work. But the thing is that the work done is the force which I apply is F. This F is equal to the frictional force here. So the work done is always against the frictional force. So there is a work done here, but this work done is against the frictional force. Because of that, if I move in different paths, the work is different. Okay, in the previous case, work is independent of the path, but here the work is depending on the path. Okay, one more thing. In the previous case, while doing work, the energy may decrease or increase. But here, it is clear that the energy never changes. Okay, if we move a body from A to B, the energy is same in A and also in B. The all work we do is converted as work against the frictional force. This type of forces are known as non-conservative force. Once more, the non-conservative force, in the case of non-conservative force, the path is, the work done is independent of the path followed. Again, the work never stored energy, never store as energy in the body. It is clear that the conservative force, in the case of conservative force, the work done is independent of the path followed. That means, in the case of a closed curve, just assume in the case of a closed curve, the displacement is zero there. That means the work done reduces to zero. We can use this condition, or we can write this condition in the mathematical form. We get line integral f dot dr equal to 0. We know about the Stokes theorem. In Stokes theorem, we convert line integral to surface integral. For that, we just change f to del cross f. Okay, that means curl of f, and the dr to ds, because we are changing it to surface integral. Then we get del cross f, that is curl of f into ds equal to 0. From this equation, it is clear that curl fo is equal to 0 or ds equal to 0. We know that ds is not equal to 0. So, in this equation, curl f equal to 0. If del cross f is equal to 0, that means we can write, if in vector algebra, if curl f is equal to 0, then we can write f is the gradient of a scalar. So we can write it as f is equal to minus del u. Actually, this u here is known as the scalar potential. I am just going to find the total work done here. We know that it is work done in a small displacement is dw. dw is equal to f dot dr. If I integrate f dot dr, I get the total work done in a particular interval. That means total work done w is equal to f dot dr equal to integral 1 to 2. We just substitute the value of f here, which is minus del u. I just substitute it here. I get integral 1 to 2 minus del u into dr. While integrating, I get u1 minus u2. That means we get work done equal to change in the potential energy. We know from work energy theorem, the change in kinetic energy equal to work done. I equate both the expressions. I get k2 minus k1 equal to u1 minus u2. Just rearrange the expression. I get the law of conservation of mechanical energy, which is k1 plus u1 equal to k2 plus u2. Just listen here. We prove law of conservation of mechanical energy from conservative, from the work done in the case of a conservative force. That means the law of conservation of mechanical energy holds only for conservative forces. That means the law of conservation of mechanical energy not applicable in the case of non-conservative forces. We are thinking about a particular situation in which the total force is due to conservative and non-conservative. Here we find out the total work done, that is the work done due to conservative force and non-conservative force. Here we found that the difference in the total energy is equal to the work done due to non-conservative force. That means during the motion, the work done due to non-conservative force is dissipated in different forms like thermal energy, and sound energy like that. Thank you for watching my channel. Have a nice day. Please subscribe and press the bell button.